a glow. I got a glow. See, this is God. Because I do my makeup all the time, and it don't seem to have the same type of glow. What is up? This is your first time joining. I'm AmandaAmor. You have just tuned into my Periscope, The Influence of Love. I'm so happy to be back on here. It has been a minute, so my apologies to all my regulars and my super fans that are always on here, always checking for me, always supporting me. I appreciate y'all so much. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, or if you haven't already seen, go ahead and check out my Instagram by clicking the link in the bio. Thank you so much. I got engaged. I didn't even know that was going to happen. It's so funny because last week I got on here looking really sad, talking about relationships and stuff, because I've been wanting to talk more and more about relationships. And I have so much I want to share. Also, if you guys didn't already know, IGTV is out. So if you're on Instagram, make sure you follow me at The Influence of Love. Again, the link is in my bio. I've already started posting videos onto IGTV. For those of you who are not aware, IGTV is a new app, but it's also integrated into the Instagram app that you can use it and watch videos similar like Periscope. It's still very different. Some people are comparing it to YouTube. Basically now, eventually, Instagram will give us access to put up to an hour-long video. So I'm super excited. Thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate you. Thank you. So, yeah, guys, I'm so excited about Instagram TV. I've been meaning to get on. My life has been hectic. This weekend, I went through the whole whirlwind of getting engaged. I didn't even know it was going to happen, but it did. So, thank you to everybody. I appreciate y'all. What's up, Latoya? Thank you so much for joining. And yes, thank you for inviting your followers. Anyone who's on here, please double tap on this screen. I need you to double tap on this screen, please, and thank you. Thank you so much, mister. Thank you. So, please double tap on the screen. Please share this with your followers. I'm also going to try to wrap this up right now. Thank you so much, Reynolds. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So, I don't have a ring to show y'all because I have a lot to talk to y'all about. My ring was way too big on me. It turns out, as it would turn out, I have some very special fingers. I've never had a ring fit me on my ring finger, and it turns out I'm a size 3.5. So that's really small. That's freakishly, weirdly small. I've always had very small hands, and that was the other reason why I didn't want a really big, gaudy ring. I know a lot of people always pay attention to, like, is the diamond real big? I didn't want something so big like that, yes, because I wanted something that would complement my hands, and I feel like I can wear big rings on my pointer finger, but not on my ring finger, so, but whatever. The point is, y'all are here. I can't wait to get into everything, telling y'all about my engagement. There's so much more stuff that y'all are going to see. Make sure you're following me. I have so much to share with y'all, like so much to share with y'all. So you guys have to follow me on Instagram. Again, make sure you follow me on there. So we're going to jump right into this. I want to give this word. Again, there might be people watching right now. You're already married. There might be people that you're single. You're not in a relationship just yet. There might be people that you are dating and you're looking forward to getting married, or you've talked about it and you're not sure. Maybe you're waiting on God to confirm to you when is the right time for you to get married. So I want to give y'all a couple things that I realized in just a short span of 3 days. I feel like I've changed so much. I feel like my whole life has just changed. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like the engagement is bigger than just getting a ring, or all of a sudden it's so weird. Like, I'm preparing to get married. Like, it's the craziest thing. Like, every day we're having conversations about, like, just the wedding, marriage. Like, it's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy, but it's happening. So I'm super excited. And I wanted to give y'all a little bit of backstory on my engagement. For those of you who didn't already know, so my boyfriend, currently he works out of town. He doesn't work where I live at. So he came from out of town to visit me. I'm always excited when he comes visit me. So, congrats. But listen, so he was out of town. He came into town, and I just thought that he was just coming to visit me. It was actually my 4-year anniversary on Saturday. So I literally thought we were just going to brunch. In the past, it had kind of occurred to me, like, maybe he's going to propose, but I really did not see it coming at all. And we get to this restaurant. It's so beautiful. Like, I had just sat down. I was on a rooftop, closer. It was like down by Miami Beach. It was basically in the city of Miami. So, it was crazy. Like, we were just talking. He was just like, how do you feel after 4 years? And I was like, I feel great. I feel good. It was weird because I know my man, so I was like, okay, why is he being like really sappy and really emotional? Because he can be very, open and heartfelt, but I'm typically the one that likes to put in all those conversations. Like, I'll propose it, and then he'll start talking about it, right? So I'm just like, what's going on? And then it was weird because when we came into the restaurant, I noticed the hostesses, they were in these beautiful purple dresses. They were all looking at us, and there was a DJ in front of us. And I'm like, okay, we sat directly right in front of the DJ booth. And I felt like the DJ was looking and smiling at us. And I was like, okay, maybe it was like, oh, they look a nice couple, whatever. And I realized when he started talking to me, about the 4-year, whatever, they had brought out like a mimosa for us. So I'm like, okay, why is the music changing? Like, I noticed that the music changed at some point. There was like a slow song playing. And that's why I was like, all right, what the heck is going on? So, y'all, I'm trying to wrap this up in 10 minutes. So I got to make sure that it's 7:13 right now. By 7:23, I'm more or less done with this. I want to get the majority of this onto Instagram TV. So just to speed things up, right? He says his piece about how he feels after 4 years, y'all. Everything is such a blur. I can't even tell y'all exactly what he said. We basically just said we're really happy to be with each other. Blah, blah, yada, yada. Y'all get the point. So next thing I know, he stands up. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, he stands up, like, very abruptly. And it took me probably all as much as, like, 2 seconds for me to realize, oh, my God, he's going to propose to me. Now, catch this. I have rehearsed with my boyfriend time and time again. Sorry, my now fiance. I'm still getting accustomed to saying that. I have rehearsed with him so many times. I've told him, I said, I don't want a public proposal. Why? Because I don't like being put on the spot. That's just how I am. When I like things to be private, I like things to be very, like, intimate, very secluded. I don't like the attention. I don't like being put on the spot. Kind of contrary to what people might think, because I like dressing nice. But that to me is just my creativity. It's not to draw attention. That's just how I am, right? If you notice my nice outfit, cool. If you don't, I don't care. I like my nice outfit. So let me tell y'all how the first thing I'm thinking is about my nails. Because now I'm like, okay, great. I'm getting proposed to, And I started thinking about these nails. Look at these nails. I don't know if y'all ever see it. Y'all see that? This is the leftover acrylic, okay? I mean, I'm talking about some sad nails, y'all. My nails were a mess. And I remember earlier that week, I saw this beautiful proposal. This girl, she had this gorgeous ring, her fingernails done. I always have my acrylics. For all y'all who follow me on Instagram, y'all know I always have my acrylics done. People are always messaging me. They're like, hey, your nails are gorgeous, fabulous, all that jazz, right? So I'm there like, okay, wait a second, wait a minute. Like, he's about to propose. My hands look a mess. I remember coming to the restaurant, I was like basically putting away my hands. I was putting them like under the napkin because I didn't want nobody to see them. And it might sound like something petty, but I'm explaining to y'all how this developed, right? I looked okay at my proposal also. If I would have had it my way, if I would have known, which I thought I was going to be on to him, I was like, he's not a very secretive guy. So I'm like, I'm going to be on to him. I'll know he's going to propose, and I'll make sure to be ready. I'll play it off, right? So my hair was like in this little slick back bun that I barely did that morning. My makeup was rushed. It was alright. I had an okay outfit on. I had a top I had never worn, some pants I had worn a couple times. If I would have known, y'all, I would have been there decked out to the nines. I would have been there like, mama, you can't say nothing to me. I'm fly right now. Like, I would have looked like, listen, okay? I would have looked amazing had I known. So I have this, like, to me, what seems to me like a basic outfit. Well, I mean, my hair isn't done. My nails are not done. Y'all, it was, I'm there and I'm just like, oh my God, like this is happening right now. And this is not happening the way that I thought it would. I don't look the way I want it to look. It's not happening the way that I want it to happen. All of a sudden, I look to my right. I see this videographer, this guy with a huge camera come out like this. I see all my boyfriend's family coming out from somewhere. All of a sudden, I turn to my left. I see my brother with a camera like this. I see my mom, my dad, and I'm just confused. Like, I told my brother, because my brother came back and told me, he was like, yo, I couldn't even get pictures of you because you just had a straight face on half the time. And I felt so bad after the fact because I was like, did I look happy? Thank you so much, Don Giovanni. Thank you. Honestly, I was just like, yeah, I thought I looked crazy at certain points. Luckily, they got all the pictures and everything looked nice with me in them. But I was like, y'all, I felt like I looked crazy because this did not happen at all. And for a second, I thought, did my man hear me? Did he hear what I had told him? Let me tell y'all, God really humbled me because at that moment, thank you so much. At that moment, I realized it was bigger than me. And I remember God just telling me, this isn't just about you. Although many times in relationships, it's always like, oh, what does the girl want for the proposal? I started realizing that our proposal and our engagement was bigger than just me and my man Josh. I keep wanting to say my boyfriend, my fiance. It was something huge for his family. I almost feel like his family got engaged with me. I love them so much, and they were so excited. My brother was like, I told them to stand back till he was done proposing. They were already running out with their camera, and I know them. They were just excited is what it was. My boyfriend told me, I just told my mom, and then she went and told the whole family. Everybody wanted to be a part of it. so it was something so crazy. I could go on and on about that, but I'm going to jump into the first thing that I want to tell y'all. Later on that night, I was like in prayer. I was actually in the shower in prayer. I just felt the immediate need to pray. As soon as I got engaged, I was like, I have to pray. And I felt God telling me, you know what? Because I know God knows me. And I know God knows that I would have never been caught dead in that restaurant with them ugly nails. My man put it on my ring. I gave him this hand. I gave him the right hand, the wrong hand, because I didn't want to show this one. This is the one I was really embarrassed of. Put it on this ring. This ring was huge on me. It was a size 5. It was so huge. And I laugh every time I see like footage or things about it. I'm like, yo, that is hilarious. I gave him the wrong hand because I was so embarrassed by my hands. And the ring was huge on me, but I was just happy. Of course, I said yes. I remember him. He was so nervous. Like, it was a point I was going to cry. But he was so nervous and he was shaking, and I was just like so focused on him. I was like, oh, he's so nervous, and of course I was gonna say yes. I didn't care if he proposed to me, y'all, with a ring pop. Is what I wrote on my caption. I didn't care if he proposed to me with no ring. I would have said yes. I don't care if he would have done it at that super nice restaurant, or if he would have done it in the middle of nowhere in the car. I would have been like, hey, yes. The answer is yes. I'm not saying no. It was gonna be yes. But one thing that God really spoke to me really loudly about, and I wanted to share with y'all, is that you don't have to look or be what you consider your best to receive the best that God has for you. And yes, a ring pop. And that really spoke to me, that you don't have to look what you consider your best for you to receive the best that God has for you. What's up, Michael? Thank you so much for joining. I didn't see you. I didn't catch you on here. Thank you. That really touched me, because God really humbled me. And he made me realize something that he said, you know, sometimes we think that before we can receive the best that God has for us, that we have to look a certain way, that we have to be this way, that we think makes us look best, you know? And in some aspects, I'm like, God, you played me real quick, big homie, because you know I like to look nice for special occasions. But what he wanted to show me was bigger than the way that I looked. It was bigger than what I thought. Our engagement was bigger than just to be for me and my man. It was for everyone to witness. And I remember when I wrote the second picture that I put up on my Instagram, I wrote, and it was just while I was writing it, I said, you know what, I wanted such a special moment to remain private at that moment. I wanted it to be private, but God said, no, I wanted to honor you in public, because you deserve it. You deserve that. You both deserve it. And it was so crazy, because I remember it instantly went from you and I to now everything is us. And that was a transition for me. I wasn't ready for that. And I just remember I couldn't even get as emotional as I wanted to, or I couldn't do a lot of things, because it was just like, it was so much. I was so nervous. They eventually, when I got up, we hugged everybody. It was like, you know, I said yes. We went inside the restaurant, and it was just so crazy to me how the entire restaurant knew. The DJ knew. There was cues, like the toast, when they brought the mimosas, that was a cue for the DJ to cut on the music. There was so many things going on behind the scenes that I wasn't seeing, and that was God revealing to me and showing to me. Lots of times we think God has forgotten about us. We think, because we're so oblivious to what's going on, that God is not working behind the scenes, and God is orchestrating something that you can't even see it, so that when you get it, you're not even going to see it coming. I thought that I was going to see it coming. I thought, no, my man's not that good at being secretive. I'm going to know, and I'm going to play it off and be real slick about it. When I tell you, my entire family, my mom, my dad, everybody, we sat down at the table. And my mom was like, did you look at the menu? Because I had kind of looked at the menu when we first got to the restaurant. We were only about there for like 2 seconds when we were sitting at our table alone outside. It was on a gorgeous rooftop in Miami. And we came inside, the inside part of the restaurant. We sat down, and when I was looking at the menu, my mom was like, oh yeah, look at the menu. Check out what you're going to eat. And I noticed it said, congratulations, Josh and Amanda. Our happy anniversary, Joshua and Amanda, is what it said on it with our date. June 23rd, 2018. I couldn't even believe that. I was like, oh my God, our names are on the menu. Like, I was like, with the food and all the different things. Oh my God, it was just so much. And then there was these beautiful orchids on the table with this beautiful gold bow on it. And the restaurant was purple, and so the orchids were purple. I thought that the orchids were part of the restaurant, and it was actually my mom and my aunt who had made them. And I couldn't even believe that. Mom was like, yeah, your aunt and I made those. And it was just like the details that were getting me. I still wasn't emotional. I was like, wow, like this is so crazy. This is so crazy. I didn't see this coming. Thank you to everyone who's joining. Please continue to double tap on the screen for hearts if you're loving this. And please invite your followers. I would greatly appreciate it. And so the next thing I felt God telling me and revealing to me is that many times in life, you think you know what you want. There's some things we're not going to ask God for, but when you pray for his perfect will, when you say, God, I want what you want to give me, I want what you feel is best for me, because I seem to not know always, or I've realized that you're better at picking what's right for me than I am. He will sometimes force something onto you that you may have thought you didn't want, and you'll realize it's exactly what you needed. And I felt that's what God was telling me, that it may not come when or how you expect it, but it's going to come the way that it's supposed to. And so I had peace in my heart. I didn't have conflict. I was very confused. I barely even was able to eat the delicious food that was there. I barely ate because I was super hungry before we got to the restaurant. And I was just so like overwhelmed. I just didn't know how to fully take all of this in. It was so many things that even a day later, 2 days later, I was still asking my man, thank you so much. I was still asking my man, how did y'all do this? And how did y'all do that? And how did this happen? And how did that happen? It was so crazy. Y'all, I'm not going to be able to finish this video in 10 minutes. I'm going to have to edit this and put it onto IGTV, but that's all right. So I just really wanted to tell y'all that, because I think for a lot of people, you know, for me personally, I didn't have no kind of rush with getting engaged. I wasn't like, oh my God, finally he proposed. I never rushed my man. I never was like, oh yeah, we need to be engaged. But I never begged him to propose to me. I never did any of those things, because I really always knew that when it was time, it'd be time, and that's it. I never really, you know, obviously, I mean, if I were to tell you I would have wanted to be in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship for another 3 years, I'd be like, probably not. But it wasn't something that I was like dreading to the point where I was like, I can't take it no more, you know? So I'm so thankful to God, because although I didn't see it coming, it seems like it is happening very timely, but also very speedily. Like it's happening in a way where it's like, wow, it's coming a lot sooner than I would have imagined, or that I ever would have even thought. And that's why I wanted to give y'all that, you know, for many people, you may be single right now and you're not sure, like, will I ever get in a relationship? It might happen a lot faster than you think. To even think and to even say that Saturday was, thank you so much, that Saturday was 4 years in my relationship, it's gone by so fast. I used to always hear people say, I've been in a relationship for like 6 years, and I'm like, wow, that's a long time to be in a relationship. And I've been in a relationship for 4 years, and it's like, it flew. It flew. The time flew. I don't even know how we've been in a relationship for 4 years now. It's so crazy to me. But I'm so grateful to God. I'm so thankful. And I couldn't be any more sure about the person that He's brought into my life. I know that I have a really good person in my corner. And that's why you don't rush what you want to go right for you. You know, the right things you don't rush, and the things that you want to last forever, you don't rush them. Oh, awesome. Congratulations to you as well. So yeah, thank you so much, Latoya. Thank you. So yeah, I really wanted to give y'all that, and I wanted to give y'all this one last thing. I'm probably gonna wrap it up right here, because I didn't want this video to be too long. I kept hearing when I was, you know, praying to God that night, you know, the day of the proposal, I kept hearing the blessing will overtake you. The blessing will overtake you. I kept hearing the word overtake. And I went to my Bible, and I looked up a verse that, it just so happens, right, because God speaks in repetition, that I've read many times before, and it's even based off a song that I love so much. I don't know if you guys ever heard Fred Hammond's Blessed. I love that song. I love it so much. And I just love how he says, you know, we're blessed in the city. We're blessed. We're blessed in the city. We're blessed in the field. We're blessed when we come and when we go. I love that song. Y'all even got me to sing. Hell, I don't sing. So I love that song, because every time I hear it, it just does something to my spirit. And the ending part, y'all gonna make me cry. I don't want to cry. There's a part where it says, late in the midnight hour, God's going to turn it around. It's all going to work in your favor. And that part always gets me. I'm sorry, y'all, because I knew I was going to cry. And I'm over here like, I'm not looking for napkins. I'm like, where are the napkins at in my car? I got these napkins here. Because I'm like, yo, I can't cry. Listen. When I tell y'all, God will turn the thing around. A lot of people think, and they may look, and they may think, oh, this person looks like they always knew what they wanted. I think that I did, but there's many times in life where you start to settle. There's many times in life where you think, like, am I deserving? You know, do I ask for too much? And I thank God every day that He didn't let me settle. I thank God every day that He let me keep my standards. I thank God every day that I didn't just do what many people told me to do, and I didn't listen to what many people told me to listen to. Yeah, these are tears of joy. These are tears of joy, Danny. Let's not get it twisted or confused. These are definitely tears of joy. But I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you, everybody that's on here. But yeah, it's just like, that's how God works. When you least expect it, God will pour out a blessing that you don't have room enough to receive. I didn't have it. I did not have it. By God, I did not have it. But I want to read y'all this verse. First and foremost, let me read the first verse, which says here, because it's really in the English Standard Version that it says, all these blessings shall come upon you and accompany you if you obey the Lord your God. And it was actually, oh, I thought I wrote it. I guess I didn't write it right. Well, I'm sorry, y'all. There was a part that said that they will overtake you. But it was that verse. There's a version that says it will overtake you. I still didn't write it down right. I thought I did. My bad, y'all. But it says, what I love about this, it says, if you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully follow all his commands, I will give you today. The Lord your God will set you high above all the nations on earth. All these blessings will come on you and accompany you if you obey the Lord your God. You will be blessed in the city and blessed in the country. The fruit of your womb will be blessed, and the crops of your land, and the young of your livestock, the cows of your herds, and the lambs of your flocks. Your basket and your kneading throw will be blessed. You will be blessed when you come in and blessed when you go out. Listen, that takes me out every time I read it. The next part I love so much. The Lord will grant that the enemies who rise up against you will be defeated before you. They will come at you from one direction, but flee from you in seven. The Lord will send a blessing on your barns and on everything you put your hand to. The Lord your God will bless you in the land he is giving you. The Lord will establish you as his holy people, as he promised you on oath, if you keep the commandments of the Lord your God and walk in obedience to him. And I will leave it at that, because it goes on and on. But if it's one thing I could say, is that I've tried really hard in the last 2 years that I've been with God to really obey him and to really stay in obedience and to really do what's right in the little or in the lot that I know. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. And I really want to tell anyone that if you stay obedient to God, God is a God that he keeps his promises. Don't listen to what people tell you. Don't listen to anyone who thinks you're too spiritual. You believe in God too much. You just do too much when it comes to the spiritual aspects, or you're believing for something that's not going to happen, or it's not realistic. With God, it's not about what's seen in the natural, but what's seen. It's the unseen. It's what you can't see. True faith is in what you can't even begin to even materialize before your eyes. It's there, but you don't see it just yet. It's going to come when you least expect it. And when I read that, the blessing will overtake you, it just started showing to me that it will be so sudden. It's a suddenly thing. You won't even know how to react. You won't even know how to take it in. And that's what I had to explain to my brother, where he was like, even when you were sitting at the table, he told me, because my brother, he helped my boyfriend with everything and getting the videographer and coordinating the whole thing and getting the restaurant. I mean, this beautiful, beautiful restaurant, my God. It just really, honestly, I had to explain to him. He's like, he told me that I was looking at you sitting at the table, and I was like, something's wrong with her, because it doesn't seem like she's herself. And I told him it took me some time for like what I wanted, what I envisioned for myself, what I thought should have been the proposal, for that to die in my head, and for God to humble me and tell me, this isn't just about you. And get used to learning the first thing that you have to learn on your way to marriage, which is compromise. Which is that now it's not just about what you want or what the other person wants. It's about coming to a place where you both can learn and decide together what's best. And I didn't need anyone to tell me that, because I know that God didn't need to send me anyone to tell me that, even though someone confirmed it to me in conversation, because we were talking about something. They were telling me something. I said, yes, thank you. I know God's already confirmed that to me, and I appreciate you for being so blunt and telling it to me, because yes, when it comes to marriage and when it comes to relationship, the reason why a lot of people cannot get into a marriage, the reason why a lot of people can't get into a relationship, is because they make it all about themselves. And if that's your mentality, you're not going to have a good relationship. If that's your mentality, then unfortunately things are not going to work, and the love that you have will not live. It can't survive. And I think that many times God will reroute us to the place where he will teach us who he really is, and teach us the things that he really wants us to have. And so when you say, God, I want your perfect will to be done in my life, you have to adjust. You have to adjust, and you have to realize that sometimes what you want is not what God wants to give you. But ultimately, what God wants to give you is the best thing that he can ever give you, is the best thing that you can ever receive from him. And so, trust me, I adjusted. And there's so much more that I have to share. You guys, please stay tuned to my Instagram. There are several things that I want to share with y'all. So many different things that God has been pouring into my heart. So many different things that I already feel like God is already changing me and making me better than I already am. Because there's so much of just that moment and just that day gave me. There's so much content. There's just so much material that God has given me now, because it was like literally in that day, there was like a spiritual truth that just landed in my heart so deeply that it took me some time to process it. And I'm just that kind of person. Like, it takes me time to process things. I don't always receive something instantaneously. Even if something bad is done to me, I almost believe it's not being done to me. It's like I have to take some time to be like, is it just me or am I overreacting? Is it just me or is this really happening? And something that really touched me, if you guys are not following my IG story, make sure to do so, because I always try to post things on there that I think are very meaningful and very, just help people throughout their day. And I've seen so many people reposting onto their story the things that I post, so I appreciate that also. I put something up that it was the last post that I put on my boyfriend. I don't tend to post this a lot because I don't know, I'm not that type of person. God has been working on me to post more things about us. But the last thing I posted about him was just one day. I was just so appreciative of him, and I posted this picture of us last year on our anniversary. It was a picture from last year of our anniversary, and the last thing I wrote on that, it came to me this morning, was that there's moments and times in your life, where it's like you feel like you're in a dream and you feel like this can't even be real. Like, is it real? It's like it's so good to be true that, like, is it even real? And it's like a dream, and it's like it is real, and I think, like, it literally, when I was in that moment and I just saw all these people coming out the woodworks, I literally felt like I was in a movie. Like, I was like, this is what they do in movies, where, like, the guy's like, no, you have to marry me, like, everybody comes out and is like, oh my God, he really loves me, and honestly speaking, me and my boyfriend, we have such a great relationship. We have such a healthy relationship, thank God, but that's really been something that we've cultivated and that we've wanted together, and thank you. And that's something that we've worked on, and we've always said we wanted from the beginning. I've never had any issues with him to where we've, thought about even talked about breaking up. We've never broken up. We've never fought, or like really, every relationship, no relationship is perfect. We've had our disagreements, and we had our times where, get upset. But like small things, I've never really felt like, there's never been a time where, like, I wasn't sure about us, in a way where I thought, like, for sure this is not going to last or anything like that, So I'm really grateful, and I really want anyone, especially for those who are in the married season, because I really feel like God has been showing this to me. We've been together for 4 years. I wanted to tell y'all really quick that, God, it just left me. Dang, I just had it. That I think a lot of people, when they start to get into the married season, there's a lot of things that you start questioning. And God gave me a kind of like it was in my devotional. He kind of gave me something to consider this morning when I was reading my devotional. And it was just that, he made me realize that, anything from here on moving forward, always listen to the first thing that I tell you. Because anything that comes second is not for me. And so I really love that, because I feel like that's very helpful for the season that I'm in. And I really want anyone who's in a season where, regardless whether you're getting married, or you want to get married, or you have a lot of big things coming into your life, always listen to the first voice. Always listen to the first thing that God thinks about you. Anything else, any doubts, anything that creeps up in your mind that wants to put kind of like a stain, or kind of wants to get you into doubt, that's not of God. And you need to rebuke those thoughts, and you need to get them out of your head, and you need to be very clear on what it is that God wants to give you and what God wants to bless you with. Because if not, you're going to be very confused as to, what God is trying to give you if you keep second guessing it and if you keep doubting it. Always know that you are worthy to God, that He loves you, that you are enough. And one thing that God really showed me was, like, in order for you to really receive love from another person, you do have to think that you're enough, because it's so much that you receive. It's like you don't know where to put it. You don't know. It's even like it takes you a moment to really, like, say, I can have this, and I'm deserving of this, because it's like it's so much. You're like, do I deserve this? Like, there's so many times in life where a lot of people are still dealing with past hurts, and people who have mistreated you in your walk in life, and people who told you that you weren't enough, whether they said it to your face or whether they treated you like that. And I think it's so important that you heal from those experiences, and that if you're still dealing with them, that you ask God to heal your heart and heal your mind and heal you from not being scared of committing in relationships or having new friendships in your life, and let God guide you and protect you. And pray if you feel like people are kind of creeping behind the scenes, or people are kind of pretending to be something that they're not to you, pray and ask God to reveal it to you, that their faces will be shown to you, that He will remove every false person out of your life. Because if you do that, God will do it. He will start to show you, and people will start to show their face, and any mask that they're wearing is going to have to come off. All right? And so that's basically it. I have so much more to share with y'all. Y'all make sure to support me on IGTV. I've had a lot of people writing me stuff on there. I appreciate everybody who's been supporting me. Thank you.